Welcome to the third video in our pressure point fighting series. If you've been following along, you're already familiar with the powerful techniques we've covered so far. Now in this video, we're going to dive even deeper into advanced strategies that will take your skills to the next level. If you haven't seen the first two videos, I highly recommend checking those out first. As always, pay attention and good luck. In a real-world self-defense situation, you could be up against multiple attackers or face the threat of weapons. Sometimes, even your best shots won't be enough to take down an opponent. Whether they have a high pain tolerance, or if they're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or simply hardened from years of combat experience, your initial strikes might not deliver the expected results. When conventional techniques fall short, combat pressure points becomes your go-to strategy. Unlike the mystical dim mak, death touch, or other forms of mysticism, combat pressure points is grounded in anatomy, science, and practical reality. Now, when overwhelming force alone isn't enough, combat pressure points let you target the body's most vulnerable areas with pinpoint precision. Now, I've outlined these techniques in detail in my best-selling book, Combat Pressure Points, where I show how to apply them effectively in real-world situations. So you can find the link in the description down below if you'd like to check out the book. So if you're ready to see how precision strikes can incapacitate even the toughest opponents, let's dive in. The term pressure points can mean different things to different martial artists depending on their system of combat. Now, pressure point fighting can range from being highly functional and pragmatic to downright ridiculous. Now, in my contemporary fighting arts system, we focus exclusively on real-world self-defense, and our approach to pressure point fighting is divided into three categories. We have pain compliance pressure points, blood flow pressure points, and impact pressure points. So in this video, we're going to focus specifically on impact pressure points. And since we're targeting vital areas, we'll be concentrating exclusively on strikes to the head, a concept I call head hunting. So if you're ready to level up your understanding of pressure point fighting and learn how to strike with precision, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any of our future videos where we dive deeper into advanced techniques and strategies for real-world self-defense.
The chin is another excellent pressure point target for street self-defense. When the chin is struck at a 45-degree angle, shock waves are transmitted to the cerebellum and cerebral hemispheres of the brain, resulting in paralysis and immediate unconsciousness. Depending on the force of your blow, other possible injuries include broken jaw, concussion, and whiplash to the assailant's neck. I can tell you from first-hand experience that a tight uppercut to the assailant's chin will knock him out instantly. Here, Rich works the rear uppercut to the chin on the body opponent bag. A word of caution. There have been several cases where a person was knocked out by an uppercut, causing him to lose consciousness and hitting his head on the pavement and dying. I know I'm repeating myself, but always be certain that your self-defense actions are legally justified in the eyes of the law. And of course, uppercuts to the chin can be performed on focus mitts. Notice how Mike, the guy on the right, holds the mitt at the proper angle and height for the chin strike. Palm heel strikes are not just limited to the nose. In this video segment, Russ attacks the chin of the body opponent bag. The rear vertical elbow is ideal for attacking the assailant's chin at CQC range. Once again, Rich and Mike work the focus mitts to sharpen the technique. The back of the assailant's neck consists of the first 7 vertebrae of the spinal column. They function as a circuit board for the nerve impulses from the brain to the body. The back of the neck is a lethal pressure point target because the vertebrae are poorly protected. A very powerful strike to the back of the assailant's neck can cause shock, unconsciousness, a broken neck, complete paralysis, coma, and death. The long arc hammer fist to the back of the neck is a finishing off technique used in life and death self-defense situations. Here, Rich and Mike work the focus mitts. Also notice how Rich bends his knees and drops his weight when he delivers the blow. You can also use the butt of your stick to strike the back of the neck. Again, attacking the back of the neck can be deadly and should only be used in life and death self-defense situations. Here, Rich simulates striking the back of the neck with a kubotan. Remember, attacking the back of the neck with a weapon such as a kubotan can be deadly and should only be used in situations where deadly force is legally and morally justified in the eyes of the law. The throat is considered a lethal pressure point target because a thin layer of skin only protects it. This region consists of the thyroid, hyaline, cricoid cartilage, trachea, and larynx. The trachea, or windpipe, is a cartilaginous cylindrical tube that measures 4.5 inches in length and approximately 1 inch in diameter. A direct and powerful strike to this target may result in unconsciousness, blood drowning, massive hemorrhaging, air starvation, and death. If the thyroid cartilage is crushed, hemorrhaging will occur, the windpipe will quickly swell shut, and the assailant will die of suffocation. Warning: attacking the throat should only be used in life and death self-defense situations where deadly force is legally and morally justified in the eyes of the law. The web hand strike was originally featured in both my First Strike book and DVD. This awesome preemptive technique can be applied in both punching and grappling ranges of unarmed combat. Here, Tim works the strike on the body opponent bag. It's important to mention that you should not confuse the web hand strike with the webbing technique that is featured in my Widowmaker program. The knife hand strike to the throat is devastating. Here, Rich works the technique on the body opponent bag.
In the second video in this series, I showed you how to escape a side headlock using the septum pull under the nose. Here's the same technique, except the defender finishes his adversary off with a throat crush technique. Again, This should only be used in a life and death self-defense situation.
Now that we've covered all the vital pressure point targets, it's time to show you how you can attack all of them in one vicious, overwhelming assault. What you're watching here is a brutal method of fighting known as razing. In contemporary fighting arts, razing is defined as a series of vicious close-quarter techniques designed to physically and psychologically wipe out a criminal attacker. These close-quarter techniques are executed at various beats, and they include eye raking, eye gouging, tearing, crushing, biting, hair pulling, elbow strikes, headbutts, bicep pops, palm jolts, neck cranks, and finishing chokes. Besides physically damaging numerous vital pressure point targets, razing also shuts down the assailant's cognitive brain function. If you would like to learn more about the razing method of attack, see my Widowmaker program available on my website at sammyfranco.com.